Hello everyone, Zach from Average Joe Warhammer here. Just a quick video today. I already mentioned this on my Instagram, but I have found a solution to a problem that has probably only happened to, I'm going to say maybe 10 people in all of Warhammer history, but it's happened to me, and there's a very tiny chance that it might happen to you. So I'm going to show you how I fixed it, or what my solution was, and maybe it can help you, or maybe you can find a different use for it. But so what we're here to talk about today is I have found a new Warhammer hobbying material that I've never seen anybody else use, and it helped me with a very particular problem. So what we're looking at here is the saddle of the mighty Kroot Taunar. Oh, that's all you get to see of that. The video of him is coming shortly. I'm just finishing a last couple details. But so what my problem is here is I've just finally finished his crew members, and the thing about this, and I will show that in his specific video, is everything about this saddle and everything about the model comes apart. It all disassembles. I can't fucking talk. It comes apart really easily, and that's because this is a huge, ridiculous thing to transport, and I do use it in games fairly often, so I wanted it easy to transport so that things weren't just snapping off and breaking left and right. And so now I've come to the part where I'm putting crew on this saddle, and for those that can't tell, these are 3D printed resin models. These are actually a Kroot Blood Bowl team with different custom Kroot heads. I think that guy has a little bit of green stuff work on his head and some green stuff work. There's some green stuff here and there, and they've got different hands and weapons and whatnot, but the base bodies are 3D printed resin. And so for those that don't know, it's not the same as Games Workshop plastic. It is very, very brittle. It's very easy to snap, even like just cutting it, or like, sometimes when you get something like half glued and you try to like shift it a little bit or move it a little bit, you'll snap these little things so easily. It doesn't have the flex and the bend and the sturdiness of the plastic, which is totally fine. It's resin, it's whatever. But the thing is, I don't have a printer, so if I start breaking shit, I can't replace it super easy. I actually have to pay somebody to print it for me, which is fine also. I've got lots of things done that way. But anyways, the point is, I need these guys to be removable from this saddle easily, for when I'm transporting it back and forth, and I want it all taken apart and easy to store. So, what you would normally be able to do in this situation is what I've done with a couple other parts, and I'll show that in this video, is you could pin it, which is where you would take a little, usually a brass rod, or you could even use like a paper clip, little piece of metal cut, and you would drill a hole through the saddle, and you would drill the same size hole through their feet, and then they would just kind of slot onto it. And you could even use a little bit of green stuff here and there in the gaps to make it really snug. You can't do that with these. I cannot drill through those little tiny Kroot feet, or I'm just going to shatter his foot. The other thing I could do is I could use some plastic feet, and then I'd be able to do that. The thing is, I don't have any extra plastic feet right now. The actual Kroot models are kind of hard to find these days, especially if you're trying to like buy them used like I do, which I usually buy a whole bunch at once because I kit bash them all. I'm not buying the standard box. And also I'm an impatient child, so I'm not going to wait for that long. And then the other option, which you could do with, again, plastic models, is you would magnetize them. You would put either a little piece of metal on the bottom of the foot and then a magnet on the bottom, or vice versa, or two magnets if you want it to be a really strong connection. But again, the thing is this saddle, the base for it is actually quite thin. You can kind of see there, like that little thing there is the base of the saddle. Like, it is very thin plastic. So what I'd have to do is I would drill a hole, I would put the magnet in, and the magnets I have are fairly thick. And again, I'm not made of money and also impatient. I'm not going to go buy a whole nother huge, I have a huge set of magnets. It's got like 200 magnets in it, all different sizes, all different strengths, but they're fairly thick magnets. So I would sit it in there, and then I would have to do green stuff on the bottom to secure it, and then I would have to put some sort of metal on him, or if I put the magnet on his foot, then he's going to be standing up you know, he's going to be standing up on a magnet and it might look kind of funny. And also, the magnets are so strong that I'm still concerned that pulling him off the magnet repeatedly, I'm worried I'm just going to snap his foot off with that. So, this is my conundrum. Or I could just glue them on there and then just have them snap off in-game or in transport that way. How I have fixed this is Velcro tape. For those that don't know, I'm getting better at this. I'm horrible with technology, but I'm gonna go pow, and it should pop up right there what the Velcro tape looks like. And anyways, it's really cheap. It comes in a roll like tape, and it's the Velcro that you children might have on your Velcro shoes, or your kids might have on their Velcro shoes, whatever. And it's really cheap. I just happened to have a lot of it at my work, and it was easy to just get a whole bunch of it. And so what I've done is I have cut little tiny squares of it and glued it to the bottom of their feet. And you could be neater than I am and cut out perfectly the outline of their feet. And so I've just glued a little piece to the bottom of their foot and then a little piece to the bottom of the saddle, obviously the opposite side of the Velcro tape, like one side sticks to the other, obviously, and just glued them down with a little bit of super glue. And now I have been moving this model all over the place, and they have a little bit of wobble, obviously, because they're just Velcro. It's just Velcro. It's not like a perfect smooth super glue, but that's totally fine for me. And you can obviously see, I'm gonna move it here, you can see the thing that they're standing on. Obviously, like that little black square right there is the Velcro. Whoops, below his foot there. But that's fine to me. It's not super noticeable, and like I said, you could have cut it smaller. But so what we have now is models that are secure, and I'm just gonna grab this guy because he's easier to grab. Watch me fucking rip his leg off right now. Boop. And they pop off super easy. So now I can transport this dude, not worry about him breaking. You can see the little square down there where he's going to attach. Sorry for the bad camera work. My big stupid hand in the way. And just like that, he goes right back where he's supposed to be. I actually didn't line it up very good that time, but you get the point. Anyways, so if you just happen to be in a similar situation with fragile resin models that are too fragile to use magnets or to drill pinholes through, this could maybe be something for you. The other thing that I thought about, it was after I even did this, is it could probably work for transporting models, especially smaller models. When some people will make like big magnet trays or big magnet carrying cases where they will magnetize the whole bottom, and then have magnets on the bottom of every single base and like stick them all to it that way. So this could be another way of doing that, where you put the Velcro on the bottom and then line the bottom of your case or your container with Velcro. And depending where you are and how materials are, it might be cheaper, it might not be. I don't know. I would just depend probably how much Velcro you needed versus how much of the magnet sheets you need. But yeah, so hopefully this is helpful to, let me see, I've got 65 followers, so I guess the odds are probably pretty slim that anybody needs this. But if for some reason you do, hope it helps, hope it works for you, and maybe it's something else you can add to your hobby materials stockpile. Yeah. Alright, thanks for watching. Bye.